Good afternoon, we're gonna fly again. We're continuing our AccuSim journey, taking this Aerostar all the way from Whitehorse, Canada to Gold Coast, Australia. And today we are where we left off yesterday, at Hualien in Taiwan. Let's see if I can show you. Yes, I should be able to. This is a little nav map, and what we have flown already is this very large buff all the way from Whitehorse here via several fields. We had an interesting session over here, I think, or was it here? It was here, where one of our engines had a hiccup, one of the cylinders dropped, but we made it alright to Shemiak. Then all the way down the Kurils, down Japan, to Okinawa, from Okinawa to where we are now, Taiwan. And today we will plan what we basically planned on the last flight at the end. From Hualien all the way down the side of Taiwan to this VR station, or well, basically the tip. I don't really need the VR station. And then 100 miles across the sea towards Basco, which is a, if I look at the code, Filipino field. It's on a volcanic island by the looks of it. We have a ridge over here and a very well pronounced volcano over here, Mount Area. It's a short field, but I'm sure we'll make it. And I just put in a DME and the NDB here over here just so I can have them in my flight plan. So those will come later, because we will now ready the plane. And of course, oh, I forgot to set it up in my PREP system. I always forget something, because I'm flying this, I'm basically ferrying this aircraft for my VA, because, well, for some reason it's based in our hub in Australia, Gold Coast, RPUO. But for some reason it got somewhere in Canada. I don't know why or how, but as it is good custom to, no, let's say, return our aircraft back to their operating hubs, this is what I'm doing. I'm basically returning it to where it belongs. And after that, for this AccuSim stuff, I'll just probably tour Australia or something like that. We'll see. We'll see about that. This airport may not exist in Flight Simulator 2020. Okay, well, let's hope it does in the real world then. RPUO, fly. Okay, it's in. That's set, that's set, that's settled. Center this. Alright. We are in our aircraft, and we are gonna start it up. So first we're gonna close the door, of course. And we have 20 degrees, which is kinda nice. We're getting warmer and warmer, so to speak. Check my levers on my Bravo. Yes, they are functioning correctly. Battery on. Fuel on. And I'm gonna start up straight away. Nav lights, beacon lights. I already did the check outside. I always do it before the flight, before actual recording. Right, I'm gonna turn on this pump. I'm gonna add full mixture. 2, 3, 4, 5 counts. Oh, I forgot one. I have to do this as well. 1, 2, 3. Don't want to flood it. Pull this one back. Starter. And full mixture. Get her back to 1000 RPM. There we go. Alternators on. It's all a bit double because I have one alpha, so double starters and double alternators on the switches, but it is what it is. Nothing too major on that. Right. Halfway. This pump off, this pump on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it. crank it, crank this one, add mixture full, and there we go. Bring this back to 1000 RPM. Here we go. Electronics on. This can go off. P2 heat can go on. Here we are. Let's warm up the oil. 22 degrees. I don't need a heater now. Turn off the heater. I'm gonna turn on a fan. And cabin lights. Probably nice. Always the same passengers. Something weird, I think, but okay. I don't need any lighting on this one. Now, while the engines are running warm, I will go to, let's see, 113.7, that's our tip. Our DME at destination is 1160. That's only a DME, so no localizing, only range. And for our localizing, we're using an NDB signal, an all variable style radio. 276 is our frequency. 276. Right. Now, let's see. We're gonna go down here, and I'm gonna go between the mountains, keeping low. It's good weather by the looks of it, so just following the river between the mountains should be very scenic. And I was first on following the coast, but as we come out here with the river on the other end, we can still do a coastline and following the coast all the way down the tip, and from the tip then we get it over to the first Filipino field. That's the plan. So, without further ado, here we go. All set, all set, all set, all set. Yes. Oil on the left side is still a bit peckish. We'll come to that. Oh, I need wind. I need winds. Winds. No, not this. I want this one. RCYU. Goes even better if you spell it correctly. 8 knots from the north, so we're taking off northerly. 6 from the side, and that's 2-1. So 6 from the side, 6 from no, of course not 3. It's 0, silly. 0-3, 6 on the head, 6 from the left. Roger that. So that means we got a taxi to the right, and then to the end to get to the 0-3. Aircraft getting dirtier. I say that every flight, but I hope it gets a lot dirtier when we get into the more warm environments like here. It's 20 degrees here. Some beautiful mountains and some haziness in the sky. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. This is all done. This is all done. I loaded up with a medium fuel load just so I You know, we're going over a span of water, even if it's only 100 knots in a fast aircraft. Do I take this exit? No, no, way further. Take it easy. It's quite easy to roll on hard surfaces. Lots of power in these engines, even on idle setting. Or almost idle setting. So when we take off, we turn out to the left and then basically make a U-turn and go towards the well, basically the river. What is it? Bed, canal, canyon thing. Which craft is this? Oh, it's just this normal holding line, very long, but no actual taxi line going towards it. Okay. Quick checks. Oil is good enough to set up for 2000 RPM, 1500 RPM. Cycle the props, doing both at the same time. And we do this because the prop pitches are oil operated, oil pressure operated. So by upping and downing the oil, you pitch the props, and if it doesn't work, back to the bar. Now we know that the prop pitch is working. Now we check if our magnetos are fine. Right, left, both, left, both. Both engines show a small drop and not a shutdown, so that's all good. If I shut the throttle completely, then they won't stop, won't stall. This is fine as well. We are ready to go. Landing lights on. Flaps to 10. Strobe on. Transponder to altitude. And as we are not in Japan anymore, squawk 7000. I'm guessing 7000 here because 1200 is only used in, I think, Japan and FAA regulated countries. All other countries use the 1200 or 7000, sorry, I think. I'm getting attention. Let's see if this is important. Nope, it is not. Then here we go. Full throttle check. Power check. Lift the nose a bit. There we go. Nice and smooth. Positive rate, gear up. And 200 feet, flaps up. Keep the speed on the blue line. But I'm also going a low pass over. Climb power, 24 manifold pressure, 2400 RPM. You see, there's another. I thought it was. I didn't notice it on the little nav map. I noticed it yesterday on the other flight, there's a long taxiway over there towards another runway here. So it's the same airfield with a very long taxiway in between. Why would you do that? Well, probably because this bit of town was already here. You wouldn't want to demolish that just for a runway. People tend to frown upon that when you do that to their homes. Landing taxi lights off. Yeah, indeed. This is so weird. All the way to here, you can't just, yeah, you can just see it. Okay, this is about right for a nice visual tour. 21 on the manifolds, 2200 on the RPMs. And pull this one back. Let's do a lean tech check. Even though I know where they'll end up. Take her back, 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 take her back. Now the engine becomes stuttery. Yeah, they've got peak. Put them back to 12, I guess. And then let the computer run itself. But I know from by ear already everything I need to know. Due to the mountains, it could be a while that we now first find our first VOR station, but it doesn't really matter to me because I'm basically, if I keep this ridge on the left and this ridge on the right, and I follow the rivery stuff, then I should be coming out at the coast again. Just where I want to be. Another fun thing of flying where you usually don't fly. I had no idea Taiwan was this mountainous. Or large for that effect. But it is. And here we go. Now as you can see, I'm not autopiloting. Usually I do autopilot on longer legs, or when the altitude is high, or when I don't have a visual reference. If I do have visual references, then flying by hand is so much nicer to do. Coming from a real world flying by hand, flying by VFR type of pilot, of course. Yawn, excuse me. Flying this morning. It's beautiful weather now in the Netherlands, from a respite of rain and low clouds, which we will have tomorrow, from tomorrow again for 3 or 4 days. So it's more like a storm drain than a river, to be honest. But yeah, indeed, it was much more like floodplains or something. But yeah, it looks like kind of a set up canal or a floodplain, so whenever heavy rains fall or even snow melts, there's even a bridge there. Then it runs down the mountains, and of course it then runs into this ridge, so it has to split to the north and the south. Interesting. I'll have to look this up. I love finding these things all over the world and then scrolling an hour through Wikipedia to read about where I've been. The power of flight simulation. Terrain's going a bit up here, so I'm guessing I'm taking that one. Oh, forgot my pumps off. Menacing clouds, but nothing extraordinary beneath them. I can tell you from real world flying, the stuff that's looking dangerous is not the cloud itself, but what hangs underneath it. A veil of rain, or a very thick veil of rain, for instance. These have neither, so the one there behind me, and two, it looks like a barking dog that won't bite. Here's another stream like that. Very unreal. It really looks like a some kind of a floodplain. There's also a bridge over there, because there's a very small trickle of water actually running in it. So it's like when the wet times come, once a year or something, or twice a year, then this will be flooded. And if not, then it's just runoff. Very smart though, to engineer it like that so you don't have yearly floods like in other countries like Bangladesh or Vietnam, which hit the news even here every year with, oh look at this, it's so terrible, which it is. But it always gives me the feeling like, okay, I've seen this 35 years, 40 years in a row now. Why don't we do something about that on a structural level? Like we did here. I have no clue. If you do, feel free to answer in the comments. Holy moly. One thing about real world flying, it makes me tired. It's exhilarating and exhausting at the same time. Here's another one. It's really like a canal. It's so straight. The edges are so straight. It really feels to me like it's been dug. Very nice, very scenic. Like I said, I didn't expect Taiwan to have these size of mountains. They are overgrown. don't seem to be above tree lines or something. But it's still quite rugged. Deep canyons, steep crevices. Holy moly. Sorry. I think I need an old man's nap. So everything running smooth, boat engine now leaned out at minus 18 over peak, lean of peak. And I think the best was minus 25 for the first to minus 50, something like that. That's fine. By ear it's fine. Can lean him a tiny bit to the completely at 12. There we go. Let's go around this small hill. Because we can. Doing straight line only is no fun, right? There is some kind of a stream in there, but I'm guessing it's some kind of a collision between one scenery and the other or something, because it's weird. This waterway here compared to the rest is a bit weird. Remind to self, I should fly here with a Comanche or something a bit smaller and just explore these mountain ranges. Very cool. When we talk about mountain flying, it's about the Alps or the Rockies, or going down low between, like the Grand Canyon. Himalaya is too remote. Nothing to land there except Lukla, I guess. And of course Kathmandu itself. Call for attention. Nothing much. So keeping around 1500 feet, which is a nice altitude also in real life to just sit back and enjoy the scenery while still making out people, cars, cattle, etc, etc. Oh damn, why am I all of a sudden so sleepy? So later when we get to the coast, then we just follow the coast down, and after that I'll probably use autopilot to zooming in on the ADB that we tuned. Basco. Don't know if it's Basco Island or just Basco the airport. I'm guessing 4,000 feet should be enough for the Aerostar, for landing and for takeoff. It's nice. Really like it. Here the streams or rivers are a bit more normal, it seems. You can see how balanced he is when you get the fine tuning done. No hands. Slight descent. Oh. Is that the coast already? Looks like. Could be, not sure. Didn't time it. Right. See if I can still make it on this altitude. Do I have to climb a bit? Holy moly. Sleep attack. What's this? Ah, here's another floodplain-ish landscape coming from the mountains all the way going over here. I'm really curious about this. I'm gonna look this up. Turns out it wasn't the ocean yet. That's the coast over there. Getting into a bit more cloudy weather though. Now that my levers are almost perfectly aligned, so whatever was the session yesterday, or well, the flights before, I had a very large discrepancy between right and left engines on the throttle. Now I don't. Nothing mechanically touched, overhauled or stuff like that. So why is that? So basically you see another of those floodplains coming out from the mountains. But the whole flat ring between the ridge on the left and the big mountains on the right is basically lined with some kind of a floodplain thing to run off water from coming from the mountains. They look like dug canals because they're too tidy basically. The edges are too tidy for it to be natural. That's nice. How about my house tire? Right, now what we're going to do further is go down along the coast, which is roughly, I think, a bit shorter than the first bit we did now. Until we reach the tip of Taiwan. And then we head for the NDB station, which I hope we will then have received, but if not, well, we can just take a heading. We'll catch it along the way, it won't be 90 degrees off. In the meantime, our DME has come alive. 58 miles, 18 minutes to our destination. Which is, well, almost dead ahead. Isn't that something? Again, these big runoff deltas. Right, autopilot on, navigation, altitude. Set it up. let her go. Bit more cloud cover over here. A lot of residential build-up. It's mostly singular homes, farms maybe. See some pools. So life must be good in this part. And here's the runoff into the ocean. Excellent. Let's keep her on autopilot for a bit. clouds are coming down a bit. We're still VFR. It seems indeed that my engines are picking up way more bugs now in my wings. It seems to be more than earlier, which is good because I want that. I want that to build up, to see it. To see it developing. This is nasty. It's only a temporary bit of clouds. Looks better ahead. I think that's the tip. Yeah, 40 miles out, roughly. 9 minutes. It's an absolutely smashing coastline though. Gives me Hawaii vibes. Very scenic. Very pretty. I'm reading up on Taiwan. lot of history. Not interested in history. Mostly mountains on the east, gently sloping plains in the west. The Penghu Islands are west of the main islands. Okay. Temperate climate on most of it. Tropical rainforest and monsoon on the southern tip and the southeastern and southwestern tip. Okay. So we're looking at rainforest already. Tropical rainforest on this side. Interesting. General climate is marine tropical. What's the temp over here? Just below 20. Average rainfall at 2,600 millimeters a year. That's a lot. The rainy season concurrent with the onset of the summer East Asian monsoon in May and June. The entire island experiences hot, humid weather from June through September. Typhoons are common in July, August and September. The winter is November to March. The northeast experiences steady rain while the central and southern parts of the island are mostly sunny. So weird. It's not that big of an island. You know, it's if you can fly from tip to tip in 1.5 hours in a GA, a fast GA. Interesting. Right. Always see the tip in the distance behind this other cape. And then we will turn towards our NDB, which hasn't turned yet. There's no signal on the NDB. So we'll fly strictly towards the VOR to pick up the course that we had, and that's what was it again? 150. I can set that already, of course. Set it to 150. But yeah, have to keep this in mind for scenic flying, low and slow scenic flying, because Taiwan looks actually pretty pretty, quite pretty. Here it is. I was planning to land first at the field over here, but I think it's a military field. There's a lot of closed airspace around it, if Little NavMap is something to believe. So I thought, well, let's do it via this step, and it's only 30 minutes ahead towards Basco, towards the first Philippine island, Philippine airfield. So why not do that, right? Can we see the VOR? It's 0.8. Put it to heading mode though. I don't see it. There's a lot of VORs that you can see visually. The big red and white radial antenna. No matter. Leaving Taiwan. Bye bye. Right. Now I'm gonna set this to number 2 for a DME. And do a check on the engines because we're crossing water now. Everything sounds good and looks good. No range on the DME yet. No NDB. So basically, following is now our cup of tea. Following the course. Now this says something about our radial outbound. I'm course 150. Yet my radial outbound is almost 160. So the wind is playing with me here. And it's shifting again. That means I'm being pushed to the south because our track, if I would put this to 150, I need to go back more northerly. Need to go to the left, south is here, to catch this radial. So the wind is pushing me southward. So my magnetic heading 150 is not our course. Our course is probably something like 155, 156 due to the wind. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this heading. I can calculate it, of course, but I'm gonna set this to 145. I'm even gonna set it to 140 because if it turns back, then I can always compensate again. That's the idea. See the needle coming back now. keep on that radio, you know, you have the course and you have the heading. The heading is now 140, the course is set to 150. I want a 150 radial out, because I know that on the 150 radial out, my destination will show up. While if I keep on a 150 heading, which leads me far more south because of the wind coming from the north, then I will get out of course. There's an island over there, not the correct one of course. So when this needle goes into the middle, then I'll be back at the 150 radial. But then I have to amend my course again of course, otherwise I will go too far to the north. So I've set it to 140, my heading is setting to 140. When it gets to the middle, my normal course should be 150. So I'll set my heading to 145. If that needle starts shifting, then I just turn a bit more towards the needle. See here, the needle is to the left, so I'm steering a bit to the left to get that needle back in the middle. Doing it like that, then I'm basically following a radial out of the VOR behind me, which is now, if I go back, 18 miles behind me. My ground speed is 183, which is roughly the same as my air. It is even the same as my indicated speed, meaning the wind is probably completely cross. This should register at some point. And we are now okay. I'm gonna do this 145. It may still swerve a bit, the needle, and I'll just correct a bit. This is an important understanding of VOR navigation, that you know how radials work. If radials were like, if the VOR station is the hub of a wheel and the radials are the spokes of the wheel, you basically single out a single spoke that you want to travel from the hub to the edge of the wheel. The edge of the wheel being the range of the station. And somewhere between the hub of the wheel, the VOR station, and the actual range of the station, the wheel itself, on that radial is my destination. I want to follow that radial. Because if I follow another radial, then I won't find my destination. Then I'm on another spoke of the wheel. I have multiple spokes. My spoke with my destination is here and I'm following this spoke, then maybe I will miss my destination. If the island is small enough, I may not notice it. There's a hump over there, I can see that. That's a larger island. But if my destination is a smaller island, or a flat one, a sandbank, not something lumpy like that. So I like this. I like that I'm now perfectly on this radial. And the course is 330, which is of course the outbound radial of 150. If I would do this, then it turns out basically the same. Only now the pointer is up and the from indicator and the to indicator is switched. Now it's the from indicator. To indicator would point up, the white little triangle. So this indicates me that I'm flying on a heading of 145. My course should be 150 towards my destination. And because this needle is not moving around, not going to the left or the right, my course is genuine. Should this needle go a bit to the right, then I should steer as such to the right to get it back in line. Will it go to the left, then I steer as such to get it back in line. That's all there is to it, basically. It's a fun way of navigating. It's an older type of navigating. And the fun thing about it is you're not just following an magenta line, or even programming stuff like an autopilot saying follow the magenta line and just leaning back. You have to really pay attention. going well. Normally above sea, open water, it would be a bit higher, just for security's sake. Right, I've got a signal on the DME, 27 miles, 180 knots, time to station is 23 minutes. Now, if only this one would say hallelujah, then I know the actual direction towards our station, but actually we already do know it, because we have several hints. One, we have a heading 150. We have a radial outbound of the tip of Taiwan towards our destination of 150, and the line is in the middle. So we know we're going towards our station, knowing from where we came from. Our destination will not suddenly shift or disappear, so it will be on this hub. Second, I have a ground speed indication from the DME. I'm flying 185 knots. My ground speed indication from the DME, the distance measuring equipment over there, is 181, meaning it's kind of close, so I'm heading towards it. If I would be heading perpendicular toward it at a 90 degree, then my speed towards it would be 0. So I'm at least moving somewhere from a 90 degree arc. And if it would be below the 90 degree arc, then the speed would be negative, because I would be moving away. And because it's very close to my indicated speed, I can confidently say that we're going right towards it, straight towards our target. Now, if we remember correctly, time to station, we know that our island has a volcano on it. And look what we have here on the horizon. There's no chance in hell there's a second volcano somewhere over here, because we would have seen it on the map in our planning. So, relax and enjoy. And bask in the glow of our navigational prowess. I still have to learn this one. This RNAV thing. Still don't know how that works. 18 degrees, taking the cabin heat on. Let's see at our maintenance ping. Engine analyzer. Could be a bit poorer even, a bit leaner. Because on the exhaust stacks on this modeling you can see the mixture. If it's green, then it's, well, green, it's leaned out. So you see if it's orange, then you're basically running too rich. This is all fine. You see the spark plugs going, you see the mixture going, you see the pistons animated, fuel spray nozzle, and some weird numbers here. Percentage of torque, RPM, percentage of power. Well, it won't be percentage, but because 148, that would be a bit much. And percentage of thrust. And the electrical system, we have the battery, of course. The battery is not feeding anything. Two alternators are feeding the battery and are feeding the cockpit systems. So the battery is basically not being used, just being recharged. Well, it's already full. Both alternators do almost 8 amperes and 28 volts. And I guess this is the usage of the cockpit stuff. If I do this, let's see. Not much. Nope. Cabin lights? No, not much. I'm guessing this is the use. Could also be the total. The total generated. That could also be the thing. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. And when we look at it, we've been around now in this aircraft for 26.5 hours. And of course we did some work on the right hand engine. Well, that's all there, that's weird. I didn't overhaul it, I just changed out the cylinder, but still it has a different number on it. So yeah, 26 hours. Is there a hops meter somewhere over here? Don't think so. No, don't see a hops meter over here. Also not down here. No. Yeah, this must be our destination. Anyway, this is fun. This is nice to see. If you don't own an A2A aircraft, especially the newer ones. Of course, the Comanche and this Aerostar, but also in F6P3D the Bonanza, and I think the others too, the Warbirds as well. You have something like this, and it's integrated in the 2024 tablet. But it's a very nice analyzer to see how everything is working. Yeah, it's a very nice visual approach to how our aircraft is working. It's working like a charm because we're moving like a bat out of hell. 180 knots. It's a nice speed for a GA. What's this? Cylinder head and exhaust gas temperatures. I like this one more. You have another gauge that combines these two. I'll do a flight short soon with the other gauge, but I like the overall style of this. In general, I like this because it's the old style. You know, it's a 60s aircraft. So of course these will be retrofitted with GPSs and modern aviation equipment and stuff. But I like this old style thing. All these round gauges in a perfect setup around each other. But I'll do a flight soon with the modern one. See how I like that. They both work, of course. They're both functional. They both do the same thing. It's just an aesthetic thing. I like this. Oil temps. I don't know what this step is. Battery power, outside air temperature, so 28 volts, 17 degrees. Difference from HET. Left and right, gallons an hour. This one is a bit higher. Let's lean that out towards the same value. There we go. Very slow, very gentle movements. You see what's happened there? Because I'm only doing this once and we've flown for about an hour. So the left engine actually used 13.2, I'm guessing liters, I hope not gallons. I have no clue actually. Let's say gallons. While the right engine used 12.9 gallons, so there's a half a gallon there. That's 2 liters. If it's gallons, I think it's gallons, because that would match this fuel flow meter. It's 2 liters of fuel. That's €5, baby. That's your $100 hamburger right there. The sun is beginning to set as well, a bit. Yeah. There's a small island coming up over here, but I know I have to go to the volcano island thing. There's several more now, so I hope I'm going correctly. Oh, the NDB is... I didn't notice it. Oh, I'm going perfectly straight as an arrow to our destination. Straight as an arrow. Now, might as well check the weather already. That's this one. RPUO. RPUO. Oh, UO. Come on, man. Basco. 6 knots from 270. So 24 is recommended, but 24 is on the slope of the volcano. Oh, 6 is towards it. Both are recommended. How is that possible? Ah, just do them both. See who cares. Okay, we'll have to look at the situation as we get there. Because I think 24 is on the slope coming down from Mount Traya, the volcano. Maybe that mountain isn't as pronounced as I think it is. We'll see. So this slab of land, quick check. Itbayat, or it's a town. It's a town or it's the island. The town. There's a small town called Itbayat, and some roads. There's a small mountain over there, it's Mount Riposet. That's this little hump over here, and behind that we have a small island that's called Diogo. Looks like a volcano. Yeah, it's a volcano. That's over here, and this is our destination, I think. I think our field is over here. Just at the base of the volcano. Which actually seems to be in the clouds, the top of it. What's this? Hours, minutes to our destination? Could be. 0.3 hours. 32 minutes. It's not fuel range. What are you blinking about? Used. This is in gallons. 11.8. This is wrong. There's way more remaining. This is this fuel thing again. Yeah, there you go. Update digital engine monitor. There you go. Almost 70 gallons remaining, 3 hours and 12 minutes. There was a wrong reading in there. Setting this is a bitch. I don't know how to set. I also have to check this. Setting this, I can only set this via the update digital engine monitor knob here, unless I'm mistaken or doing something wrong. So I'll have to check that as well. Next to the RNAV thing, I'll make a note of it and I'll do some homework on it. Now we see the needle shifting. Not this one, we're still on the radial, but we see this one shifting. Now this one doesn't matter anymore, because we're in range of our island. We know it's there, it's 15 miles. So what I'm now going to do is just shift our drift a bit to go towards our fields, because I know that the NDB is next to the field. Right. We are nearing our destination. Indeed, it seems that our aircraft is getting a bit dirtier over here in warmer climates. Bugs and dirt. Like I said in earlier flights, I don't want to clean this aircraft before we get to Australia to see how much we can accumulate. I'm also curious if we get any other technical niggles. We had only one over the Bering Sea. Dropping cylinder number 1 in engine number 2. Other than that, it's been good going. Now, if I have to land, because that's what it said, on runway 24 on our... Am I mistaken? I am mistaken. No, I'm not. 136, yes. No, I'm not mistaken. Runway 24 is that way. So from the mountain to the flat zone. So I'm gonna turn autopilot off. Autopilot off. I'm gonna see how I can approach this. I'm gonna take a bit of my speed off. 15 inches manifold pressure. I think I see the runway already. Yeah, it's over here. It's this line over here. Right. I'm not gonna take 06 because of 6 knots of wind. It's a small runway. Piss poor planning. Breeds poor performance. It's a small runway, so I don't even have a choice to go to 06 because I probably won't make the runway then. Looking at this mountain, I'm not gonna approach it on a left-hand traffic pattern. Okay, landing and taxi lights on. We're gonna start down. Full mixtures. Gear down. Flaps 10. Slow her down a bit. Pumps on. Degrees. Gonna go for full flap soon. But the problem is, of course, is this big rock here. Flaps 30. This is unconventional approaching. Keep the speed a bit up. Keep it around 100. Oh my. And I've lost complete sight of the runway due to the trees. Isn't this fun? Oh, there it is. No way I'm making 2-4. Nope. It's too short on the runway. It's just too short. I have to go for 06. Get the flaps back up. Back to 20. Going for 06. This is no way to land. I can't make the turn between the mountain and the 2-4. So I have to take the tailwind and hope for the best. So that means at least full flap so I can go in as slow as possible. It also means I will be setting full pitch on the props to escape a go-around. From a go-around, I should say. And I'm not making a short circuit. I'd rather make a bit of a long downwind. Because then I can use my engines to fully control my descent. Ah, this is fun. This is fine. Planning at its finest, people. Gonna take this little knob over here, this peninsula, as a turn point. flaps already to 30. Pitch full fine. There's my airport. In these moments I love track IR. Full flaps. Pumps are on, pitch full fine. Tanks are set. Six knots from the side. I believe that. All I have to do is go in slow and pull myself towards the runway with my throttles. And watch my descent rate, of course. Normally I come in around 100 knots, keeping it a bit lower now. Not too low. I don't want to be at the end of the wide arc. Going steady, going steady, going steady. Nice of them to put trees everywhere. Here we go. Cut throttles. Not the greatest. Applause anyway. After landing checks complete. Parking is over there. At least on the nav map doesn't really show us parking, it seems. Oh, I'm definitely leaving via 24. And not towards the mountain. According to the nav map, this is a parking area. I like it. It's fun. I accept it. But I will steer it like that because I want to get out again as well. This is fine. Engines idle. Parking brake set. And we shut down everything by comparison. So, P2 heats off. Landing light off. Strobe was already off. Cabin heater. Engine 2, engine 1. Everything going down. Everything is off. Here we are. Basco Field. Or as I'd like to call it, the middle of effing nowhere. But there's a nice volcano at the end, so that's all good. Excellent. You can almost smell the jungle. You can certainly hear it. 22 degrees, 23 degrees even. Right. Let's see how we should continue. This is what we did. Nice. I thought this would be possible, but I was already too high. I was very low, and I thought I was like here, but it's already here over the head. So the start of the runway. Nope, 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 nope. No dice. Okay, let's clear our schedule. This is our departure. 06 departure, no, 24 departure. And let's see, where do we want to go? Mabach, Lauach. So this could be a destination, which is 50 minutes flight time. How do I want to perceive the Philippines? I could go coast again, but I could also say let's go through the middle. Our BUT is 53 minutes. Taiwan, 1 hour. 1 hour is nice. I'll have some mountains here to cross though in a later schedule, and if I would do that... Oh, there's nothing here. I thought there was an airport. Let's say Manila. This is rather high. Is I still at Taiwan? Oh, that's doable. Then it's crossing around 6,000. This is fine. Could also go to Manila in one go. It's also possible. No, I'll take out Manila for now. Let's make it a 1 hour flight to the mainland of the Philippines, and then we take Manila and Luzon and all that stuff, and we'll see what we'll find over there. So this will be our next flight. Nice and easy, just head south between the mountains, and for good measure I'll add a VOR station to it. And that's it. This will be our next flight. For now, welcome to the jungle, and enjoy your stay. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.